In this video, we'll go over the steps necessary to set up and home the SPARKY II system. The first step in this process is to find a suitable location to set up the system. The only utility required for the system is a standard 110 AC outlet, preferably with a 10 amp or higher breaker. The next step is to get the system into the building. The system was designed to be highly portable. This means that when folded up, the system will fit through any standard 32-inch door, as seen here. The casters on the cart of the system allow it to be moved with ease. Also, because each caster swivels independently, the system can be easily maneuvered around obstacles. If several obstacles are present in the venue the system is being moved into, then a second attendant may be necessary to help navigate the system. Once the system has reached the demonstration area, it is placed in such a way that the control cabinet is facing away from the audience. Once the system has been placed, it can be unpacked. The first step of unpacking the system is to raise the flap and lower its support legs, as seen here. Once the flap is in the raised position, the attendant will move on to removing and placing the control podium. The attendant removes the pin from the cart and slides out the control podium. The control podium is then placed approximately 8 feet from the center of the robot. Next, the attendant removes the cart handle and places it out of the way. Before the system can be activated, the attendant must lock all 4 casters to ensure that the cart does not shift during operation. With the casters locked in position, the attendant plugs the power cord into the outlet and checks that the control cabinet powers up. When the control cabinet powers up, the cabinet light and the indicator lights on the components within the cabinet will illuminate. The final step of the unpacking process is to remove the packing blocks from the robot and place them to the side. Now that the system has been fully unpacked, we are ready to initiate the homing sequence. Before the sequence can be initiated, an explanation of the control panel operation is required. Looking at the control panel key, we can see the following: the emergency stop button, the power on button, the mode selector, the begin mode button, the end mode button, and the record position button. Upon closer inspection of the mode selector, it can be seen that the system has 4 modes: unrestricted mode, restricted mode, demo mode, and teach mode. Unrestricted and restricted mode are both manual modes, while demo mode is an autonomous mode. When the system is in unrestricted mode, there are no safety systems in place to prevent the robot from colliding with a table or itself. Unrestricted mode is primarily used for preparing the system for transport and system development. When the system is in restricted mode, there are several safety systems in place to prevent the robot from colliding with a table or itself. The control program monitors the potentiometers on each joint in order to prevent robot collisions. Restricted mode is the primary mode of operation and is recommended during the operation of the robot by untrained users. While in demo mode, the robot executes a series of pre-programmed movements that imply system autonomy. The function of demo mode is to draw attention to the system when no audience is present. Now that we know how to operate the control panel, we can initiate the homing sequence. First, the system is activated by pressing the Power On button. The green Power On button will be illuminated steady, while the front indicator panel will display a flashing green light, indicating the system is waiting for an input. The mode selector is rotated counterclockwise until it points towards restricted mode. Next, the Begin Mode button is pressed. Upon pressing the Begin Mode button, the front indicator panel will transition from flashing green to steady orange to indicate that the homing sequence has begun. The robot will execute the homing sequence as seen here. Upon completion of the homing sequence, the front indicator panel will transition from steady orange to steady green, indicating that the system is ready. The final step of setting up the system for operation is to store the packing blocks and podium pin in the onboard storage tote. The storage tote has magnetic rails on it that hold it in place during transportation and also make it easily removable. The setup procedure is now complete. The system is ready for operation.